Okay, here's a look at Fans Toys FT-61 Inquisitor, which is their version of a masterpiece scaled Scourge. So first, as always, let's take a look at the box art and appreciate how well that this is drawn and rendered. Really nice design. And the back, you get your typical product images, and here the bio, you can pause and read that for the cause if you want. And the side of the box, pretty much the same, Inquisitor FT-61 on both sides. And the top of the box, you get the image of the alt mode with the QR code you can scan or check out the YouTube video. Same thing. And the bottom also the same thing. So now here's the figure, and this is really a nice figure. Just take a quick look at the figure with the Decepticon symbol. Really nice. I have a lot to say, and I'm trying to think of how to keep this really short and concise. But here is a look at the accessories. So first of all, you get his handgun, which is really nice, and you can fold that up on that pin swivel if you want. And I'm not a fan of this, but you do get the Target Master, which is kind of cool. Really articulated figure. And then you do get 4 alternative face plates, and this is good to kind of point these out. First of all, let's take a close-up look at his face. You see his mouth is closed, kind of like a little sad. And now the 4 alternative face plates that you get, here's a good look at them, and you could see this one, the face, the mouth, it does kind of slightly open, and then here the mouth is a little bit more open, and then here the mouth is really open, which I think sets up for this last one, where he's his eyes are melting, his mouths are closed from that episode when he was wearing the Matrix. But anyways, this is really cool. And then, of course, you get your bio card, which is always my favorite. But if you've seen my videos, I don't like how this is done in the credit card shape because it's a little small, but it is a nice plastic. And then the bio, and this is why, because you cannot read this bio unless you zoom in like this and read it, pause it to be able to read it. But yeah, that's always the main issue. That's always going to be with Fans Toys cards. But really nice bio card, and I'm happy to add this to my collection. And then last, as always, the instructions, which is really nice that it comes in this nice booklet style, unlike Takata, kind of saving cost on that fold up sheet. But let's just take a quick look, and you could see this is really nice. The first page, you have the contents. So this is everything that you get. And yeah, you can see the transformation design or the detailed drawings. They do a really nice job on the detailed drawings. And, I think a lot of people are saying this now, that this is not really important to have anymore, since they are making the video instructions for the transformation and stuff. So that's really cool. But I'm actually just taking the time to go over this just in case you want to pause and refer to this for reference. And also, I might as well do something to appreciate the fact that they do give you this nice instructions booklet. Yeah, so I look at the way they handle the detailed drawings. I mean, the arrows, the colored arrows, the colored parts that are supposed to be focused. So again, in terms of product design, this is called the detailed drawings, and they do a really nice job. with these detailed drawings. And hopefully you're catching all of the steps for the transformation, because transformation is a little complicated, and the only difficult part I would say is the tolerance from all the paint. So you're going to have to use a lot of force to make sure you're getting things all tabbed in due to the paint saturation. So that's the end. And funny, they didn't put OK on here. That's interesting, but that's a look at all the accessories. And so now let's take a closer look at the figure. Okay, here's a look at Scourge in his robot mode. So let's first do this. Let's zoom in, take a closer look at that face sculpt. Really nice, really cartoon accurate. I like the way they handled the mustache and the goatee. Really nice. They did a really nice job on the face sculpt. And you could see, you know, his jetpack on the top of his head, the Decepticon symbol, his abs. I like the way they handled it. They didn't overly detail it. 3 lines here, so it's very cartoon accurate. All the little sculpted detail, really nice. Even the tip of his toes here with the point, very cartoon accurate. So I'm pointing out a lot of these things so when I do my comparison that you could see how, you know, Fans Toys did a much better job handling, you know, all the details and cartoon accuracy than X-Transbots. But in all fairness, X-Transbots is like a 8-year-old figure, so yeah, that's look at the figure. And in terms of articulation, so head can go up, down, not so much, and it can swivel. It is kind of limited because of this really big collar, but that's good enough range. And then the shoulders on friction can go forward and back, and on ratchet can go out to the side. There is a nice bicep swivel here on the top. You do get friction elbow joint here, which is really nice. And the hands with these claws. They did a really nice job on this also compared to X-Transbots, because here you could see they used nice little pins. It can't open up, but that's okay. They can fold up on 1, 2 joints, so really nice. And the thumb too. I just wanted to get more detailed in here because I really want to appreciate how well this figure is made. And you do get a ratcheted waist swivel and a nice soft ratcheted ab crunch. And then you could see here you get these hip panels here on the front and the sides. And you do get a nice ratchet going forward and back, friction out to the side. You do get thigh rotation. You do get a double jointed knee, so you can get some really great articulation here if that's your thing. And then down here to the feet, with the feet, you do get a tight friction for an ankle rocker. And I say tight friction because this is throughout the figure. This figure is pretty tight because the tolerance of the paint, I think they put a little bit too much. Get a tiny toe tilt articulation, and the foot can go down, but not so much up. But that's good enough articulation, because this is, you can get a lot of Greek poses with this figure. This is really nice. So now let's compare this with the animation model. Okay, here you can see how well they captured the cartoon aesthetics, and I am not going to go over every little thing because they did a really great job. So I'm just going to show you, and you could see, I mean, they captured all of the details, the sculpt to the correct colors of like the legs and the knees and the shape of the toes and stuff. And again, I'm pointing stuff out for the comparison that, you know, compared to X-Transbots, which is an older figure, Fans Toys did an outstanding job. Now, if I was going to be really nitpicky, I would just say, you know, the shape of the wing is not quite cartoon accurate because, you know, the way they designed it, you know, it's this hinge here to fold up the wings. But X-Transbots, their wings does look a little nicer. So this is what it looks like from the front view. And from the back view, you could see, you know, all things considered, they did a really nice job. You know, like I always tell you, the back doesn't matter to me because you always have to put that junk in the trunk somewhere. But the most importantly, it does clean up really nice. And they did capture as much of the cartoon aesthetics as possible. So from the back view, they did a really nice job. So that's a look at the comparison from the cartoon in robot mode. So you could see they did a really nice job. And now there are some little things I want to point out here to make some corrections. Like, first of all, you could see he is standing pretty well. And unlike some other people I saw, they pulled out these gap fillers to use as heels for support. But you could see he doesn't really need it. And I'm telling you, it's because you have to know what you're doing. So here you have to take note that the leg is on a double hinge. So you have to make sure that's all straight and lined up. I'm not going to get all into it, but the main thing is this does not have a balance issue. And also, I think maybe I'll come all the way down here. This is the other thing too, is you need to make sure you get these feet flat with the ground. I mean, I'm just saying, like here, it has to be flat. It can't be the foot is a little up like this, because that's going to cause it to be unstable. So let me just show you as an example. What I do is something like this. This is going to throw it off. So I actually push hard on the foot to make sure it's completely flat with each other. And again, you could see it does not have a balance issue. So I just wanted to point that out because I wanted to make that clear that there is no balance issue with this. It's just, you just have to know what you're doing with this figure. So that's one. And then let's just go ahead, give him his gun because I didn't show you that. So you could see how well this works. I like how you can open up that thumb. And then this is the old style of the tabbing system, and then you just fold up his hands, and it does hold up pretty well. You just have to get these fingers curled in, and you know, like I was telling you, it's not an issue, it's just something to know with this figure. The tolerance is very, very tight, and that's because Fans Toys probably used a lot of paint on this figure. And I'm telling you that because when you're manipulating this to transform it, you are going to have to use some force to get things to tab in. And I'm not going to go into all of this because I'm not really a fan of the Target Master. But here you could see this is a really nicely sculpted Target Master. Transformations, pretty simple. There are little detail things, but when you transform it, this funny little thing from that cartoon, forgot his name, but yeah, this is what he looks like. And I didn't try it, but let me just try and see if it's correct. You know, that this does not tab in. So let's first of all move his thumb out of the way, and let's see if we can get this to tab in. First of all, let's find the tab and the slot. Yeah, so it's correct. That tab does not line up with that slot. So I can see why, you know, it was attempted to put it upside down. And yeah, I think you can put it upside down and maybe fold in his hands, but no. That's correct. This really does not fit in his hand, so that's also something to point out. The little target master, he does not fit in his hand. Maybe that's just like that cartoon episode where, you know, he transformed and Scourge was not able to, you know, pick him up and hold him. But anyways, that's a look at Scourge in robot mode. So now let's transform him and take a look at the alt mode. Okay, here's a look at Scourge in his alt mode on the Fans Toys display stand, and you could see this is really nice. They did a great job capturing all the cartoon details, specifically here, like this little shape is dark blue and this is blue. Unlike X-Transbots, they kind of reversed it, and you could see how clean this is. It's very cartoon accurate. It doesn't have all that nicely sculpted detail that you get on the X-Transbots version. But yeah, this is done really nice. Very cartoon accurate. So speaking of which, let's compare this with the animation model and see how well they captured all the cartoon aesthetics. And you could see they did a really nice job. And the bottom view is a little hard to get to, and the bottom on this one might matter a little bit because sometimes you look at the bottom of the vehicles, but yeah, you could see here the bottom, and not really quite cartoon accurate, but you know, all things considered, this is done really nice. And also the that head gimmick from that scene in the movie, yeah, you can actually do that with this figure too, so this is really nice. So here you could see up close Scourge flying around with his head showing. So yeah, that's and yeah, let's see what this, how this looks with the animation model, and you could see they did a really nice job capturing this little feature here. So that's a look at the alt mode, and this is done really nice. So now let's just transform back to robot mode and have our final thoughts. Okay, my final thoughts on this figure. This is a really great figure, and in my opinion, I think this is Fans Toys' best figure that they made so far, and that's just my opinion. And that's because, you know, they did a great job with capturing the cartoon aesthetics, the design, the, you know, typical Fans Toys, the proportions, the materials, the plastic, the paint, the die cast. You know, definitely a premium figure. But yeah, the way they just handled this, capturing the cartoon aesthetics, which is my preference, I think they did an awesome job. I mean, little nitpicky things like here, it doesn't really have that nice curve you see in the cartoon, but that's understandable because of the way they designed it. So it's a hinge here, and the bottom, on the bottom of the ship, you know, not quite cartoon accurate, but it's okay. And yeah, it's just so many things. I mean, look at it. I mean, it cleans up really well on the back. Yeah, I don't want to go on and on. I mean, this is a great figure. And I'll just say that, you know, if you want it, you know, it's definitely worth getting. But in terms of recommendations, like I always say, you know, if you want it, you'll get it. If you don't, you won't. But I will say, you know, if you are still collecting Masterpiece and you have the Galvatron or the Cyclonus, I mean, this is a must-have, no question. But the question is, how many should you get? You get a Scourge, and then how many sweeps? So here, you know, I have a Scourge and 3 sweeps, and I do have one more coming in from Shozi's store. And so, yeah, that's just because this is an awesome figure. I guess it's worth getting. And I want to just point out a couple of things too. These I got early from local mainline retail, the Chosen Prime and Toy Dojo. But Shozi Store, you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. And I want to make this clear because when people are talking about Shozi Store prices, I mean, let's be 100% transparent. Right now Shozi Store says 190, but it's not really 190 if well, it's 190 if you just get free shipping, which means you're gonna wait a little longer to get it. But if you pay for shipping like I did, I'm letting you know it costs $10 shipping, so I ended up paying $199.99 for this from Shozi Store, and that's still a great price compared to the Chosen Prime and Toy Dojo, which is $240. So saving 40 bucks, wow. But anyways, I don't want to go rambling on and on. That's my review and my final thoughts. This is a great figure, definitely worth getting. And I don't give ratings, but I am going to give this a rating of a 9.8 out of 10. I mean, this figure is so awesome. And the only reason why I took a few points off is just because of the little nitpicky things here, and maybe the tolerance of the paint and stuff, having to really apply a lot of force to tab and untap things. But anyways, this is a great figure, and I will be doing my comparison, and I don't know if I want to do all the work to do a transformation video, but if you want to see it, let me know. If otherwise, this is it. This is a great figure, and definitely worth getting if you're interested.
You go down that shaft!
How come I gotta do the dirty work?
You see if the traitor is hiding down there!
No way! If you're so fired up to know what's going on, you go down there!
You lead!
I wouldn't want anyone thinking that I question you as a leader, but sorry.
I question your leadership skills, Scourge.